And welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. We're totally prepared, not late at all, for another episode of Knights of Truth. With us here is our full cast and crew. We have the KW Frags man himself. We have Mythomatic. We have Mick Loken. And, of course, we have Bob. That being said, guys, if you want to interact with the show, please check down below for a dope new panel that says Knights of Truth with all the fun things you can donate for. And if you want to support us, please go check out our Patreon. With that, I will turn things over to Bob. Bob, take us back to the Ninth World.
I don't know how to start this. That was an underwhelming introduction for me.
It was not an underwhelming introduction for you.
I know.
It was just completely average, like the rest of your life.
Take it to Kmart.
I feel at home now. Yeah, I feel at home now. All right. So last week, you guys fought a bug, traveled through the desert, and if I'm not mistaken, you came across an invisible lake.
Yes, with invisible people. Or naked invisible people, because all their clothes are on the ground.
Yeah. So we are going to start off there. You guys are standing in the middle of the town. You find clothes. You'll see a basket turned over with some fruit and vegetables strewn across the ground. Most of the buildings around here are made up of stone and bits and pieces of scrap metal that have been collected throughout the land. The main building, the largest building here, yes, exactly. The largest building here is in fact what seems to be an old relic. You can't quite put your finger on what it looks like, but it's definitely dome shaped. It has a metal crossbeams that kind of flow out from the sides and connect in the center topmost point that leads to a very large antenna that sticks out of it. What do you guys do? You're muted, Mike.
There's just people there's just clothing strewn about everywhere, right? Like people actually got raptured. I think the last thing we left off on was some kind of cliffhanger, I'm sure. But I think I'm going through. Deneen is going through the buildings, trying to find anyone.
Yeah. This will be a minuscule task, so no roll. But yeah, you don't seem to find anyone particularly.
I don't think anyone is here.
That's why I'm taking their money.
No, you're not wrong. I guess if they're not here, they don't need their things. But it is strange that they would leave all of their clothes. Is this a massive, sexy pool party in the invisible lake?
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah. If this is an invisible lake with invisible water, and we are made with upwards of 90+% water as people,
I don't think that's an accurate number.
I don't know what. Anyway, who's to say they're just not invisible people?
Yes, but why are their clothes on the ground, all strewn about?
They're not made of the water from the lake.
Right, but why would everyone just simultaneously take their clothes off in a fit of...
It's a cult.
Oh.
Could be part of a ritual or something.
Cult.
Oh.
Ritual, cult, cultist.
What... I've heard of good cults and bad cults. Do you think they're... What do you think? They're good cults? Yeah, the Knights of Truth are a cult.
Religion.
Yeah.
Did we end on... Are we retconning how we ended? Because I remember a giant sound wave.
Yeah, there was the blast.
Okay, we're past the blast right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize.
Post-blast, if you will.
Yeah, post-blast.
Now, since that blast, you've been able to talk to us, and I'm glad now. But... what the fuck was that blast?
You know what? Now that you mentioned it, what was that blast?
I've never heard of it before. Did it come from a specific direction?
It came from the lake.
It came. If I recall correctly, it came from the lake.
Well, let's go towards the lake because that's probably where the people went.
This is like a shore town, right?
Lake town.
On the shore of the lake.
Thank you, Mike. All right.
My question is, how do we find the lake if it is, in fact, invisible?
That was going to be my question as well.
Well, we'll find a boat that's floating, and that will be that's the edge of the lake, because this is a lake town, so they would have a boat on the edge of the lake where they would port it.
I hope so.
And docks.
Keep walking till you get wet.
Not the first time I've heard that. Let's go.
Did you guys eat and drink water around here?
No.
You guys were hungry.
Should I drink any water?
No,
Probably.
no, you should just let it keep going.
Okay. I feel fine.
Eventually, the screen's going to start slowly fading to black, and
It's just like got red edges. It's just like come in, the fisheye lens happens. No one knows why the camera changes like that. I feel fine. I just feel. No, I was already skinny. I don't. No, I feel okay. I'm a little winded from running.
you can also probably pick up some fruits and vegetables and stuff laying across the ground.
Here.
I just imagine everything is invisible here.
No, that's not the case at all.
Everything's visible except for the people and the lake. Yeah, so I'll pick up like a bunch of fruit as we walk by and sort of snack on some visible fruit as I walk until I get wet.
So, what direction are you going towards where the blaster ridge?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, towards where I think a lake would be.
Okay. So you start walking, and eventually you crest over a hill. As you're approaching it and you're walking up the side of it, you start to see in the distance what appears to be a metal, almost like a spire. And the closer that you walk, the more that is revealed. And after a while, you notice that it sits in the middle of a large crater.
I don't think that's a lake. Giant metal spire.
Well, I don't think a middle spire is a lake either.
Yes. I'm glad we've established this.
Nell. You going? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Nell, you do in fact see very far off in the distance while they're nagging each other. You do see what appears to be a boat just kind of floating in midair at the edge of this
Dip in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna hit whoever's closest to him. He's gonna like backhand him in the chest and then point boat.
Oh yeah.
Boat. Why did you hit me? You could have just said boat. I have fragile bones.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Boat right over there.
Okay. Nell has found the lake. He shouts.
We're standing right next to you.
Well, listen, sometimes we couldn't hear him for the entire day or 3. So I'm not sure. Maybe I only hear him sometimes. I don't know how it goes. It comes and goes.
I'm gonna walk into the lake.
Yeah, you walk we'll say half a football field, 50 yards, up to the edge. And so are you just going to jump in or are you just going to continue to walk?
I have no idea how to. I'm going to walk until it feels like I'm probably in it. And
walk until you're wet.
How?
Yeah.
What do I?
So you come to what appears to be a bank. The bank starts to slope, and as you take a step, you feel a coldness, like the temperature changes on your feet. And the more you walk, the higher the cold starts to rise. You start to notice a change in your pants. They start to get a darker color and become heavier, and gets cold, and you get the sensation as if you just jumped into a bath.
Okay. I will. I'll just walk up back on the shore and be like, "Yep, yeah, that is an invisible lake." I was thinking it was gases this whole time, but it is actually has the same qualities of water, except it is invisible.
How does that work?
Numenera.
Numenera idea.
H2, oh no, where'd it go?
I take out my tablet and I remember it's
What tablet?
Broken as fuck.
And then I look for a pen and I find a pencil and I start drawing on a rock, and then I'm just going to try to take some notes off of this, probably like
Noted. So yeah, you're going through that. As you do, you start to hear a strange humming noise that seems to be coming from the base of the spire. And as you look out now and look into this crevice, or well, I don't know, crater, That's the word I'm looking for. Crater. You start to see what appears to be like underwater vegetation just kind of flowing left and right. You see this large underwater, we'll call it a mammal for the purposes of not having a better word, swimming around and chomps down on a fish and then kind of swims back under. You notice that there seems to be strange animals just floating in this thing, weaving left and right as if they're long pieces of rope that just kind of weigh in the water. And at the very base of this spire, you see what appears to be a blue light that's just kind of pulsing.
The bottom of the spire?
Mm-hmm.
Like the bottom that touches the crater, or like the part
Yes.
that touches where the edge of the invisible water would
Nope,
be?
the bottom that touches the crater.
You guys see that?
Are you talking about the blinking light?
I want to touch it.
Yes.
I feel
Okay.
like there is visible giant man-eating fish inside the lake.
Where's the boat at? Like, is it?
It's probably right next to you.
Okay, so it is up shore. All right. Can the boat fit all of us? Is it big enough to fit 4 people?
Paddle boat.
Probably not comfortably.
I mean, I guess.
I will sit on the front of the bow with one knee up and looking forward, very dignified.
I picture
Of course
like
you will.
you know how when you're like a kid and you put your friend on your handlebars on the bike, that's how he's riding on the boat. Like in the boat,
I
on the
picture
prow, he's
Captain
just sitting
Morgan.
with 2 legs, just kicking in the water.
I pictured Captain Morgan.
The George Washington painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew what you were going for. I just in my head
yeah.
had Scout sitting on the edge of the boat with his feet in the water, just kicking.
There's the ninth Eon flag flying in the distance.
Yeah.
We hold this truth. That's what it says.
It is known. But if we get inside the boat, how do we get underwater? I mean, swim is the
underwater.
obvious.
Thank you. Yeah.
Swim is the obvious answer. But what about giant fish that eat men and me?
Well, the same thing you would do if it was water. You'd just avoid it or fight it or kill it. Or
Yeah. Or you could stay in the boat and miss out on the cool things.
Great. That's plan A for me.
Okay.
Which one?
I'll guard the boat. That's plan A. Unless something causes me to not do that.
Noted.
One bridge at a time.
There's a bridge. I thought there was a boat.
Well, it's like a saying, kind of, I guess.
Let's just get on the boat.
Yeah. If everybody gets on the boat, Nell's gonna start pushing it into the water.
Question: is there a bunch of boats by the crater? No. Okay.
You imagine with the size of this crater, the fishermen who do fish here probably cast from shore.
Okay. No, I was more like hinting towards that a bunch of people went out to the crater boats and then swam to it, and there's a bunch of dead bodies in the water. But
You would see that.
yeah.
Unless they're invisible dead bodies, Bob. And then we wouldn't
That's
see
true
them.
too. That is true.
You know, as was said earlier by Jacoby, we are 90-something% water, so
I mean, if they're floaters, I feel like it would mess with the surface tension, and then you'd see little body imprints on top of the water.
I feel like we're gonna know once we start to paddle and we bump into anything.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I've seen the Titanic. I know how that looks, but I just imagine it invisible.
So, yeah, Nell's gonna push this boat out and then struggle to get in it because he pushed it too far before trying to actually get in it.
I'm already on the boat.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you managed to get onto it, and you guys slowly start to paddle. There's only 2 oars.
By the way.
Okay. There's only 2 oars. Who's paddling? You know?
Probably.
So yeah, you start to slowly wind and make your way, and obviously you have to turn the boat around and you start to paddle that way. Nevertheless, you guys do eventually, so you're going towards the spire, correct?
Is it a rowboat?
Yeah. A larger rowboat, but still only one set. Yeah, okay, cool. So you guys start to paddle your way, and eventually you wind up making it to the spire itself. The humming has intensified, and you also notice now, you couldn't notice from a distance, that the humming doesn't sound like the humming that you would hear from a machine or from a cipher or Numenera. The humming sounds like the sound of people humming, almost perfectly in tune, and it kind of pulses along with the light.
Are the people humming?
That's yeah.
I don't actually see any people.
It sounds creepy.
Well, it's definitely eerie. Bob.
Ritual.
Bob. I heard my name.
Bob, is there life is there life kind of going by the structure?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk to like vegetation and like maybe some small fish, yeah.
Any predators?
Go ahead and make me a... How long do you want to spend looking at this thing? To look for predators? Are you like scouting it out or?
Yeah.
Give me a difficulty 3.
Okay, and I have perception, so difficulty 3, intelligence. Where's roll 20?
And the only reason why I'm making you roll is because you're looking down into vegetation to try to see something moving in it.
Yeah. 17.
Yep. That's not a. That's only yeah. Yeah.
Is that the wrong one?
No, you're good. I was just making sure it wasn't a minor. I think 18 is 10, or 19.
19 to 20.
Yeah. So you're looking down into the vegetation and you can sort of see what appears to be a yellow light, and it kind of scurries and then it slows down. I'm doing it down here, like you can see it kind of scurries and then slows down and then scurries again. And every time it does, you see a bit of like what appears to be dirt just kind of fluff up and then slowly fall.
How big does it look from where I'm at?
It's a lot of dust.
Okay.
But the actual size of it, you probably couldn't tell.
And that's near the obelisk?
That's at the base of it. It's kind of swimming around in circles, in lazy circles around it.
Okay. Well, everyone, if you come look forward where I'm standing, do you guys see that yellow light there? And it's like moving and then it stops. Then it moves again.
I've seen that, yes.
Yeah, that's something big.
But what is it?
Well, I don't know. I'm here with you. I know as much as you.
No, I wasn't sure if you'd seen something like that before.
No?
Okay. Should we...
In the water?
I mean, I'm going to go in the water. If it's a predator, then I will fight it.
What if it's several predators?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just, being, Numenera advocate here.
If it's terrible, I'll swim back.
Okay.
You notice that the light kind of gets a little brighter and it's starting to make its way up out of the vegetation. And you see what appears to be a large tentacle that kind of just holds on to what appears to be a small light as it emerges from. And you can only see the light and this tentacle.
I want that. I want it.
Is it a mechanical tentacle?
You can't tell from this distance.
I want the light.
I don't want any kind of tentacle.
I think you want the light because I think that's how
Tentacle's probably a bad term. Some type of a appendage.
Tendril.
Yeah, something. A stalk. We'll call it a stalk.
You're not making it better.
Touche.
I still don't want it. And it sounds awful.
It's holding on to it?
It seems to be a part of the top of it.
Yeah. I think that's
it's
the
like
points down. Yeah, I don't think you want that light. I think that is supposed to attract.
I thought he was holding like a device of some sort, and I was like, I want that device. But if it's like an angler kind of situation, I don't want fucking anything to do.
Kind of situation.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like whatever we need to do is at the bottom of this lake, and that thing is going to eat us if we get in the lake.
Well,
Try.
I need a distraction.
Yes.
Try. What are you going to do, man?
What kind of distraction?
What do you want me to dress and drag into the hula?
The luau.
We didn't see any dead bodies, right?
No, it's
No, yeah, because they're all. Dang.
cut to Timon. I will.
I have something.
Okay.
What is that?
And then Scout takes out this little device in his hand, and he's like, "It's a mental scrambler. It's really nice too. Look at it.
Right, we have ciphers.
What does it do?
It scrambles people's brainwaves.
Oh.
So maybe we can set that off down there."
Right, but what if we have to go down there?
It only lasts a certain amount of time, so it probably scared away because it's discomforting. And, you know, animals tend to run away at things that make it discomforting, right?
Yes, that I have known an animal or two.
Yes.
All right. So there's the humming that's coming from the spire. Get to the spire, we have to go probably, we think, below into the water. But there's a thing.
Yes.
This thing kind of probably blocking it, patrolling it. Right? Yes.
Yes.
No, a small part of it. Whatever would actually be inside of it would probably. Yeah. I feel like that would be broken as hell.
What?
He asked me something about one of his ciphers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was it? It's one of my oddities.
Right.
I keep forgetting I have an oddity that's really nice. Like, I always get massages.
Bamboo.
Is that a piece of bamboo?
I have
was in-
sexy
come on.
pants, so we know what the real winner is.
Massage one.
So what's the game plan?
I want to get closer to the obelisk and then set off a mental scrambler or set it off.
You're pretty much at the base.
Okay. What can I tell where this thing is?
I mean, you can see the light.
The light is not it. So I'm going to bring a mental scrambler with me. And I'm going to go and be like, look at everyone and be like, well, are we prepared to dive?
I'm sorry,
Except for him.
did you prepare to? Did you say prepare to die or dive?
There's a
Dive.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Oh, I can swim. Yes.
Well, do you want to swim or do you want to stay on the boat?
I don't think that this boat is going to protect me from whatever that monster is, and I don't want to be eaten either way. I feel like if I go with you, Scout, it will probably try to eat you first, and you might stab it a few times. At a minimum, I can get away.
I have a hammer and I don't stab. That other sword I used on the other creature, so...
Well, somehow you keep finding swords.
Well, I mean,
That is
you're not wrong.
I'm gonna remain here and get I guess an above view of the situation, and also try to figure out what that humming is.
Okay.
Oh, there I am.
Flick my wrist and a
I look at Nell,
blade slides out of it.
staring blankly.
Okay. So who's jumping into the water? Scout, D-Nice.
I am too. When they get in, he's just going to sit on the edge of the boat and drop in like a scuba diver.
I'm gonna stand at the end of the boat and just look in with my badass wrist blade out, waiting to
When he drops in, he's going to grab these. He's going to pull some rings out of his pouch in his hand and just fall backwards.
Okay. Cool.
Question.
Yeah.
Does my respirator work underwater?
Does it say it does? If not, then I'm going to say that.
You know what? No, it's just like a flavor item, so I was just throwing that out there to see.
You'll have to come up for breath every so often. In fact, what's your might?
Currently,
leaks in through it is purified. So that's
14 out of 17.
14. So you can hold your minute or your breath for 1.4 minutes. So 1 minute and 40 seconds. I don't know if that's a real rule, but I'm going with it because I don't know the real rule.
Okay.
Nice. What's your might?
Currently, I think it's like 6. A total of 8, though.
8.
Yeah.
So you can hold your.
It's a total of 10. It's currently an 8.
Okay, so you can hold your breath for 1 minute, and then Nell, what's your?
12.
12. So you can hold for your breath for a minute and 20 seconds.
Question.
So, assuming you guys are just slightly better than normal humans in Earth.
Well,
yeah.
Perfect. So, with that being said, can I use my hammer to sink faster?
Without a doubt. In fact, if you're not taking off all of your gear, you're going to just go right to the bottom of it.
Okay.
I mean, think about it, right?
I would probably drop the bare necessities. Like, I don't have my backpack.
Taking off your shoes.
Do you also,
actually, no, I would take my spear instead of my hammers.
do you also drop Mother Nature's recipes? It's just the bare necessities. Come
All right,
on.
that was our show tonight, folks.
Come on. Everyone else was on that same page with me.
I would have the spear, my armor that I'm wearing. It's a leather token, so it doesn't weigh that much. Do the torches, are they like old school, like fantasy torches, or are they like flares?
What do you want?
Flares.
And yes, they're flares.
Okay, I'm taking one of those torches with me.
I'm assuming it varies.
Bob, you push over.
I try not to say no.
But yeah, crowbar, spear, armor, and the one torch. Let me mark off a torch here.
Okay.
Like that B action.
How deep down is it, do you think? If I were to gauge it? More than 50 feet?
Yeah, we'll say more, closer to 100, maybe a little over, a little under.
Okay. Okay. All right. And that would be what I'm doing.
Okay.
And diving in with the spear.
All right, so you just have your spear, no armor.
No, I have armor on.
Okay, but you're taking your shoes off and everything else?
Yeah.
Okay, so whereas the armor is going to give you an added bonus, you have leather armor, correct?
Yeah.
That's light. I don't know. Light is going to give you a +1 difficulty increase to swimming.
Well, I'm practicing armor, though.
Yeah, but you're not practicing armor and swimming, right? It's still added weight and still clunkiness, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's going to be, it's still going to give you your protection, but it's also going to, I'm free to volunteer, but that sounds like it would make sense to me. It would act as a slight dextrament in this case. Either way, so D-Nice, what are you wearing?
Nothing.
I like it. No?
I have a billowing set of scarves.
Nell still has his overcoat on and his pants. He pretty much still has all his clothes on because he didn't have the foresight to take them off. And he has just got a dagger and these 3 ring-like things in his hand.
Okay, you took your shoes off?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Why do you keep
he's goofy, not
You can't
crazy.
swim in shoes.
Because what?
You can't swim in shoes.
Yeah, you can.
Who can't swim in shoes?
You can swim in shoes.
I was in the Navy. You had to learn how to swim with boots.
Yeah, with like
Yeah,
heavy
you
steel-toe
don't-
boots.
Yeah.
I was going to apply 1 difficulty to anyone trying to make swim checks and things
I feel like Bob, you can't swim in shoes, but like
No, I see where you're going, Bob. I feel like yes, it probably is more difficult to swim in shoes.
It
So
is
I
doable.
mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable.
I've never thought of that. That's what a wacky thing to think.
Okay, well, regardless which, I'm just trying to get my numbers correct in my head. So it's going to be more difficult. I'm not saying you can't then. I apologize.
Got it.
Goes by.
I am. So you guys start to dive down low, and you get closer and closer. So you're going for what? You're going for this creature, or are you going for the orb,
The orb.
the light source? Yeah.
Right
Okay.
at the bottom of the spire, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
That thing is also there, to be fair. And as you get closer, you start to move into the vegetation and the weeds, and they're starting to swirl and pick up and deny. And you start to get almost caught into it as your scarves are wrapping around these things, and every so often you have to turn back and then move them. But nevertheless, you do get there, slow and steady when it's the race. You guys are looking at it, and you come to this large globe, almost maybe about the size of your head, and it's just humming with this blue energy. It almost looks as if inside of whatever it is that's holding this in is just arcs of lightning bouncing around, and you can hear the humming. It sounds like 1,000 voices. But as you notice that as you got under the water, the sound of the humming kind of changed, and you hear which sounds more like frantic help. We're stuck. What? As this energy is pulsing back and forth, you're only getting parts of the actual messages. What do you guys do?
Does it sound like it's coming from where we're going towards?
You're in front of the orb.
Okay, what is it? Is it just the orb of light? What does the orb look like?
Like I said, it looks like something clear is holding it.
Yep.
You can't tell if it's glass or whatever unless you go up and touch it or whatever. And it's a series of energy inside that almost looks like arcing electricity that's bouncing, like lightning bolts bouncing from side to side inside of it.
So like one of those things at a Spencer's Gifts, you touch and it makes the thing touch your hand, right?
Except rather than coming from the center, it's kind of just one thing is just bouncing. Yeah.
Is it attached
but
to
very similar.
anything?
It's attached to the spire itself. You notice that it gets wider as it goes up the top, and then it actually goes to the spire, and then it gets wider as it goes to the bottom, almost as if it all comes to a point on this globe or this orb.
So
if
can I roll skilled with Numenera to see if I can figure out what's going on?
Sure.
Or I want to throw this out there. Is there is there any script anywhere here?
A script? What do you mean?
Like, is there runes or a language of some sort around this orb or fire?
It looks like that, by the way. If you guys can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead, and this is going to be a difficulty 3 as well. Again, there's vegetation around everywhere. The water is clear, and obviously you can't see the water itself. Mm-hmm. But there is the weighting of the water and the vegetation flowing in your face. So I'll say this is a 2. So I guess that drops down to a 1 for you. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I have the skill Decipher.
So it'll drop down to 0. I mean, you don't see anything. We're just going to go ahead and say that. You don't see any script or anything else like that.
Okay. So then I would spend my time with the Numenera trying to figure out what's going on if there was no script.
Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty 6.
I'm skilled with Numenera.
And just to give you a heads up, even if you succeed, you're not going to know exactly what this is, but you'll have a better understanding of how it works, potentially.
While he's doing that, can I swim around the spire? How big is the spire? Like the base of the spire?
I'd probably say maybe a 60-foot circumference.
Okay, so is it? Can I swim around it and like see if there's any like opening a door or some kind of mechanisms on the spire?
In fact, I'm going to intrude here.
Okay, cool.
As you get to the backside, you start to notice that the light, that yellow light, is kind of making its way towards you.
The tentacle monster. Cool.
So if we're looking at a side view, everyone is here. You swam this way, and you are now here. It's rising up here.
Okay. Dope. All right, I will give my XP to Nell.
Okay, and then it's through the pass here to the receiver here.
And then a button hook up above, or
no? I was making a joke because it looked like a.
Because it's a sports.
Yeah, sports.
Okay.
Sports.
It's one sports. Okay, cool.
It's one sports.
Got it.
One sports balls, please.
Yeah. I'm familiar with a sport.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's good. Anyway,
I know Tom Brady, right? That's a sport.
That's a sport.
He's the best sport out there.
Oh man! So, what are you guys doing?
Is there an entrance or exit or something other than the tentacle monster coming to get me?
No.
Okay, I swim back to them, And then I go.
It's coming before you can. It's obviously faster than you.
Yeah, I'm making those noises because it's water and I can't talk underwater.
You notice that it's starting to. You see the tentacle rising and it's long, and now you can see that there's some type of green ichor on it. Perhaps some type of or some type of mush that's coming off from the dead vegetation, maybe at the floor. But as this long, maybe about 3 or 4 feet stalk emerges, you notice, and just as you're prepared, and it looks like it's moving incredibly fast towards you, the smallest body, maybe about a fist size of a fish, just kind of comes out, floats up, pokes you with the stalk, and then turns around and flees. But the real intrusion,
Did it hurt?
Nell, you feel something wrap around your foot. Immediately, you feel yourself being pulled downward. It appears that Scout is looking at this, trying to discover what type of Numenera it is.
How deep is this happening?
Denise has left and went around the opposite side. What do?
You got them yucky toes.
Whale.
It's like 100 feet down.
Oh yeah, we deep up in it. Let's see, what do I have here? Oh man. I guess, he didn't really take anything off, so he's still got his gauntlets. It's got the forearm blades, and he can try hitting it. And also screaming for help underwater, so giving up.
All right, so say it one more time.
I'm gonna hit it with the forearm blade.
Get forearm.
Okay. So go ahead, and you can't see it, so go ahead and make the attack. Give me 1 second. I have to take this. I have a phone call I have to take.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So while you're stabbing this thing, I am swimming profusely away from the fish, a tiny fish, I guess, back towards Scout. Kind of. Holy shit! Nat 20. Trying to get attention from Scout. That's probably the number you needed to hit, if I had to guess. Brags, that's probably the best number.
Well, what's a major effect going to be? That's a real question.
It's now visible.
You cut it in half.
You kill it. The major effect is it dies.
You could even say that the major effect is that the thing reveals itself while it's squelches in pain or something.
Yeah, like in the cartoons when you get electrocuted and you can see your bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it has multiple luminary appendages and they all light up at the same time when it screams. And you're like, oh, okay, it's much bigger than we thought.
Luminary appendages.
The real.
Major effect suggestion: visible dead bodies.
Yeah, let's have Chad do it. Chad.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Chat, what's the major effect going to be?
So yeah, we killed the monster and we saved the dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Apologies.
It's all right. We killed the monster while you're gone.
Yeah, I saw the next one. So what do you want your major effect to be?
Man, can I turn? No. Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. I want this thing to reveal itself, either scream in pain or light up real bright.
You sure?
Light up real bright.
I mean,
the GM is asking you if you're sure about your choice.
Yeah, I know, and that's what's a little jarring.
He was sure a second ago, and now he's
I mean, now, I was like, man, maybe I can make this thing my friend. Maybe me and I could be some kind of, yeah.
I like how you cut me.
You cut real good.
It's a different kind of friend.
Yeah.
You could either reveal yourself, or another one, if you want me to throw it out there, is you get free.
That is true. You are grabbed by this.
You are.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I'll give you both. I'll give you both.
I was going to say, I figured getting the nat 20 and hitting it with this thing, it was going to let me go and freak out. But
if you want, I'll let you do both.
Okay, let me do both.
Okay, cool. So you are now free. This thing was pulling you under and grapple. And then the ground starts to shake. And as it does, you notice that rocks seem to be falling from below your feet. As you look down, you see the vegetation slowly starting to drift downward and replaced by this black void. The spire reveals, as it moves its way up, a massive head that is connected to what you can now only assume is a horn. The creature's body wivels up and its mouth opens up, revealing the chasm of nothingness as it slowly starts to make its way, moving up towards you guys. Jacoby, you're on the boat.
Yeah.
The water starts drifting backwards and you see all of this going down.
Yeah. I jump from the edge of the boat down onto the other side of the boat, I guess, and then hold on as this rowboat is now just like rocking like crazy. As I see this thing reveal itself, or whatever is happening reveal itself.
Yeah, and you notice that it looks like the spire is slowly going to fall down on top of you, but then it just kind of moves up, and you notice that it's kind of doing something like this as the head is digging its way through the ground underneath it. As you guys look down, you see giant teeth, probably about the size of some of the buildings back at Kai, and you see that they come to this jagged point. The point itself is probably the actual point head is probably the size of your chest, and you notice that all of the creatures have just fled. What do you guys do?
First off, I'd like to apologize.
The water gets slightly warmer. Just in like a 5-foot radius of Denise.
Right around. Yeah.
And like
there's a yellow fog.
Yeah,
around
you can now all of a sudden see some of the water around Deneen. It's the weirdest thing.
Weird. It's got a yellow hue.
Yeah, it's got a murky hue. He's underhydrated, so it's a little dark. And he immediately kicks away, so it doesn't look like it was him.
No idea.
So this thing's moving up, right?
It's got a thermal detonator.
Yeah, I mean, the sheer size of this thing means it can only move slow. But its slow is still the equivalent. And right now, the mouth is opened up so wide that all of you, no matter how far apart you guys are spread, are caught in the dead center. It's not to you guys yet, so it would be like you guys are here. It's here coming up.
So, like, as the spire was there, is there a way to, like, we could have, like, grabbed onto it?
You still can.
Where's the orb? Is that
the orb is still on the spire?
It's okay.
Right. So imagine
it's a narwhal.
Yeah, it's a giant like narwhal laxal pit.
A Numenera.
A Numenarwal. A Numenarwal.
Numenawal.
A narlac pit.
That's what I'm gonna call this in the podcast. Numenarwal.
This is what you guys are looking at.
Like a Taras.
The artist rendition is the best part. Oh man. So glad I was like, Bob, you know what? You're an amazing artist. I want you to run a game of it.
It's just like a sad. Oh, hello.
And if anyone's listening to the podcast, do we do a podcast for this one?
We do a podcast for all the shows.
Please make this the thumbnail.
There's a beautiful picture of a monster that's looks like it's facing up, like it's a side panel of Jaws, but it looks
Jaws
like
movie.
Grover.
Yeah, except it looks like a weird, grotesque, monstrous man with a nose that goes to a dot that is touching another nose.
It's probably got a nose.
It's like two Coke bottles placed together at the mouth.
on a marble.
It's Grover with a Coke bottle.
I'm gonna put this in the show. Why, hello there, puppet. What are you doing in my leg?
Someone hurt my tentacle, and I want to be their friend.
I'll never tell.
Somebody booped me on the snoot, and that's not very nice. What are you doing here?
I do feel like it's gonna teach us a lesson. Like,
yeah,
Oh no, it's totally gonna kill you guys.
It's badass. In my mind, it's badass, and I saw that, and now I just can't not.
You got red on you, dear.
I would. My thing is, I want Deneen is in front of me right now, like waving at me.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he was like, and then the thing starts to
like
emerge, and he's like,
as this thing's moving up, he would grab him and grab the spire and move up with it.
Okay.
And then Nell, he would look back at Nell panicked.
Nell's going to take the rings that he's got in his hand and stick them out in front of him and just kind of let them float there. And normally he does this where there isn't water, so they usually just drop and kind of go into place. But he's got to kind of swim up, and about the time it hits around his middle waist, they start just kind of rotating around him. And he concentrates and starts swimming, and it helps push him towards the, while he's in the water. It just makes him a little bit faster. And he...
What is this?
These are my floating discs. That's one of my oddities.
Yes.
How many oddities?
That rotate around.
Okay. So I am going to, because its head is moving as it's trying to dig out and still eat you guys at the same time.
of course.
I'm going to say that Scout, since you're holding on to D9 and you're doing yourself, that this is going to be a difficulty 5 might check. Now, this is also going to be a might check or a speed check. You can choose for swimming.
Can I, in fact, use climbing because I'm trying to hang on to
100%.
Okay.
I feel like this is actually climbing, right? Like you have to have the climber's grip and everything else.
Yeah. I don't imagine this is might defense.
Yeah.
Does the practice in armored, I don't think would help me. Would it help me?
Practiced in armor? No.
With climbing?
No, this is going to be a -1 also because of the light armor, or in +1 increase.
Okay, so it's a 6. I have down to a 5.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if there's anything else that would help me.
Nell, yours is
Survival.
also going to be 5.
Okay.
I mean, what is does survival have? We can count survival here if it doesn't have a description.
Because I'm trying to survive, and this is the best way I can perceive how to do it.
I mean, yeah, but is it survival as in like you try to live, or is it survival as in like I can pick berries and get water? Right, like what's the actual skill is what I'm asking. Is it a skill or is it like an ability?
It's a skill.
Okay.
So
I'll give it to you. You can drop it.
All right. So I'm down to a 4. So 6, trained 1, cost. I'll put cost on there. Do one, kind of have it narrow out. And this would be a might test. So let's see. Show me potato salad. I'm not doing any potato salad, man. I don't think it counted. So I rolled a 3. That would have been a 9. Still, that one would have counted. I needed a 12.
Okay.
Rough.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
rough.
saving my XP because they need to level shit up.
Can I? So he's grabbed onto the spire, right?
Mhm.
And he's holding me. Can I, like, push myself and grab onto the spire, as well?
Fuck him. Just grab the spire.
No, he already grabbed onto it, right? He's trying to climb it with me.
I'm gonna
in
say
tow.
you can.
Yeah. Can I
be
get off of him and grab onto it?
I'm gonna say this is gonna be a difficulty 4, only because you're pretty much using him, and
Yeah.
I'm giving him as an asset.
Okay, so I'll do a difficulty 4, untrained task. Let's go with a might roll here. Wow, nope. Okay, so I'm still holding on to him. I'm just like grabbing, like
No.
Sylvester Stallone in Cliffhanger.
Okay. I am trained in dexterous movement. I believe it was just a variety of just being agile.
Okay.
Would that be? I'm going to go ahead and count that as swimming as part of my roll. So that would drop it to a 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. Oh well. Oh wow, shit. Anyway. So yeah, that's a nat one.
Okay. Holding on. I have an idea for it, but let me find out what Jacoby is doing. Jacoby, you now.
Well, I was gonna say, can I use the XP to reroll, or do you want me to wait?
100%.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Reroll that.
You get a minor effect. What do you want that effect to be?
I want to be able to catch up to where Scout and Dennis are, and as I'm coming like that, I want to make sure that they both like kind of clamshell them over top of me, grab them in my warming embrace, and make sure that they're not going to fall off this thing as it goes through the water.
Okay. Daniel, as you get close, I'm just going to go with any. As you are holding on, you feel your hands literally do that, start to slip. And as it does, you, just as you let go and you can feel it starting to get away from you, you get immediately hit from the bottom and you turn down, you see Nell, and he's kind of using his floating disc to propel himself upward, grabbing onto you and to Scout as well, pushing you guys onto the spire so you guys can grab on. Jacoby, you notice that as you're holding on, you're rocking, the boat is swimming and swirling around, and you can see back, the town is now sinking into the ground, and you realize that it's pushing itself out, and you can see what appears to be a claw, and instead of fingers, it's the town. And then you see, coming from the other hand, another town just kind of emerges from the ground and pushes itself down. You guys are caught in the trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I foreshadowed with the light.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, so you see this happening. You see them on the you see them on top of holding on to this, and they're probably just about to break the water surface now, or come level with the boat, I should say. What are you doing? Because you're dead center of this mouth.
How big is the mouth? How big is this creature's face-ish?
I would say maybe about 60 yards from tooth to tooth.
Tooth to tooth. Oh, from like top to bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I thought you meant like the gap. I was like, wow. How big are the teeth? All right. Okay. That's still pretty big. I think I'm safest right where I am. I don't know if there's any reason to move. I'm going to keep watching. I mean, I could save them, but fuck it.
Fuck it.
I also can't. This thing's huge. I'm just going to stay in my boat.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
All right.
I would rather take the blimp ride than this.
I feel you.
Falling blimp.
So what's the game plan? Is anyone doing anything else before you guys watch Jacoby get destroyed?
I grab my notepad rock and I drop it into its mouth.
Okay, noted. You notice that it gets caught between two teeth and it just kind of sits there.
One thing I want to do is set my mind scrambler to delayed and into its mouth. Hello there. Oh.
What's the range on it?
That's a great question. Let me read it. I should read it.
Keep in mind the mouth to the head is it even large enough to cover its head? Was another question.
Oh yeah, it's
what this thing's
within, fills an area within short range and lasts for 1 minute.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and roll a D100. Even it hits, odd it fails due to size.
Okay. Roll 1D100. So odd it hits, even it fails.
Sure, we'll go with that. I don't remember what I said.
Odd.
It hits. The creature stops just as the teeth are getting ready to close onto the rowboat. And it just and you notice that it kind of comes down and the teeth go right over your head, Jacoby. And they go into the water. And now you're in complete blackness as it goes to stand up, clearly confused. So it's kind of sitting as if the water was like this, and you're in this small air pocket that is the roof of its mouth.
Is there like a puppeteer or a puppet maker in there?
No. But you do notice that there are burns.
That's my secret.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Oh, you fell for my town trick. Welcome to the inside.
This
All
is
right.
the tongue, and the whole thing is the worm.
Yeah.
I know that. What is that from?
It's from SpongeBob with the Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah, the Alaskan bullworm. You guys on the outside are now holding on to this horn, and you're being slowly but easily paced down to the ground just at the edge of this crater.
I swim to its uvula.
Sure.
Sweet.
We're being gently placed down? Is that what you
Yeah, because it's slowly coming up, and you guys are holding on to the nose, and the nose is touching the edge of the crater.
What a fucking weird thing. This is what narwhals turn into 9 civilizations from now.
In 9 billion years, yeah.
Or imagine this: as it's coming up, this would be the edge.
Oh,
This would be-
we have more art? Hold on. Let me just...
This would be the water, right? And then it's coming up, and it's Jacoby sitting in here,
Mhm.
right, on the boat in a little air bubble. You guys are hanging on right here, and it slowly sits like it's sitting up almost. If you can imagine the physics.
Yeah. If it was on its side.
Yeah.
Am I able to maneuver my way to the orb and stab it with my spear?
Sure. It's going to be some rolls. But yeah.
But I think I would climb up first and then get it where I
So
can
you're
like,
standing
run.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I could stand on it and then do like a jump in like Sparta and then see what happens.
Because this thing is moving, go ahead. I'm assuming you're doing it in the transition of it's dropping its nose.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a difficulty 3.
Colossus battle.
Yeah, that's what I was about thinking. Like, this is Shadow of the Colossus.
Does this thing look completely, like, non-mechanical?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. But the orb is some sort of bio orb, lumen, but it.
You got
You
it.
got this.
Bioluminescence.
Yes, there it is. Bioluminescence. Thank you.
Maybe. Would you like to sit there and try to get out of its mouth and then go to, study it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm inside it.
That's what I'm saying. Would you like to try to get out?
No, I'm going after the uvula. I'm going after reflex.
Okay.
I want this thing to spit me up. I want to start making this thing gag.
I heard if you make a fire in its stomach, it'll begin to cough. Shoot you out of its blowhole.
I still failed. Fucking goddamn it. I'm not doing anything today.
I saw that in a Disney movie once.
I saw that in Disney one.
Coughing one.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Thanks.
PMCA takedown is going to happen. And it's like,
No, I didn't do it. I'm not spending XP. I'm trying to get XP.
what the fuck? It's a giant fucking space narwhal. What is this thing?
The best documents where we go, how do we, what?
You guys remember that last episode where we spent all our grenades on a bug monster?
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
I remember.
You remember.
I was fine.
I was fine. Well,
All right. So now, what are you doing?
I could shoot it through its face. So, I mean, we just got to get that spire
Break
off.
the spire off.
No, what are you doing?
Stab the spear, break it.
Oh, I'm crawling towards the orb. Or the,
All right.
Yeah.
So, are you trying to do the same thing he is and crawl up the top and then run across?
Yeah, probably less gracefully so, but yes.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and what did I say your might check was? 3, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
mine was 3.
Yeah.
All right.
This is rough.
It's not rolling that one. I have to roll this one. Whop. Nope.
No. You guys are trying to pull yourself up, but the sheer gravity holding you guys down, the fact that you just came out of the water is just, it's so taxing on you guys right now.
You know what, Nell? The discs you have floating around you, are they machines? What are they? You're muted.
Okay, cool. I muted myself. Say it. They are just attuned to my spirit. They're not machines, but they are metal and magical.
Fuck. Then I can't help you. I can only work with machines. Yeah, is there a way I can get off of this giant space narwhal, Bob?
Yeah, you can actually just let go and fall to the ground now.
Yeah, I'm gonna let go and get off the space narwhal.
Or fall into the ground.
No, the ground.
The regular ground.
Regular ground.
Not narwhal ground. Like, I want to be on the regular ground.
Is that what the two of you guys are doing as well?
No.
Okay. Jacoby.
Yeah. Am I at a uvula? Am I at what would be?
You see something that does sit in the back. It kind of looks like a human's uvula. However, you notice that it kind of, not only does it come down, but it kind of stretches. From side of the mouth to side of the mouth, and you notice that it seems to be a white film.
Why?
Because it needs to filter out anything it doesn't want to eat.
Okay, great. Oh, perfect. All right. There's actually a reason. All right.
Thought this through?
Yeah, I was just thinking you're just doing something cool. All right. So it's got a white film that goes across this weird stretched thing.
Yeah, but you do notice what looks to be like a uvula holding on to that.
Right. Okay. I'll. How big is that wall of flesh that I probably need to cut through?
From side to side, maybe 150 feet.
Jesus. All right. Is the mouth open again? Has it been opening frequently?
It's open now.
Yeah, I'm gonna swim out. I'm getting out of that.
In the meantime, anyone who is above ground can see Deneen is running away as fast as his tiny legs will take him.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. A naked man running off into the wilderness alone.
He's running into the town, to be fair.
The town's
Jacoby.
and
You are currently trying to cut through this, you said, right?
No, I'm swimming out of its mouth.
You're swimming out of its mouth. Okay. Go ahead and give me a difficulty 5. Wait, what are you wearing? You're still wearing all of your stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, difficulty 5.
Are you rowing out or are you swimming out?
He's probably jumped out of the water and in the water now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great because you're underwater, just rowing the boat.
He's not underwater. He's still on the surface.
Are we
Oh,
losing?
right. He's in like a
It's a very monstro scene here. I am going to roll. What did you say? 5?
Yeah.
Do
Do you have anything to drop this?
No. I have edge or effort that I can spend. That's pretty much it though. I have needed to ever had to do this with my life. Swim out of a narwhal mouth. Difficulty 5.
What do we call it? A Numenera?
Effort to Numenarwal.
Numenera.
I think I did it. I still don't think I'm doing this right. But here goes.
Literally no minuses. He makes it. For the record. Yeah, you completely.
No, he spent 2 effort.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, you completely get out of this thing's mouth. Yeah, but he also rolled a 15. He would have made it even without the effort. Fuck. Yeah. So yeah, you swim completely out of this, and you notice that it's just starting to breathe, and water starts to pull in, and you feel it starting to grab onto your legs, and the water's kind of pulling you back as you're swimming, but push through, and you're able to pull yourself out. You get to the bank, and you slowly crawl yourself up and out of it, and you are now breathing fresh air.
Okay. Where's the spire in relation to where I am?
Laying not on the ground, but sitting just maybe about a foot off the ground, right where your parties are, maybe about, we'll say 30 feet from you.
Okay, I'm going to make my way to the orb.
Okay. Are you going to try to climb up this thing?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and give me a difficulty 3. You can choose might or speed.
Let's do might this time. Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
You are able to climb up. So you're standing on top of this thing now, and you find some handholds, and you're able to pull yourself up. It does look as if this thing is architecture, for the record.
The spire looks like it's man-made.
Yeah, it looks like it's architecture. And as you pull onto it, what's everyone else doing?
I'm trying to climb up with him. He inspired me to climb
Again?
up. Yeah.
Okay. I normally don't let people roll multiple times for the same thing. Like you failed, but I'll let this time.
What happened when am I just hanging onto the edge?
Well, your feet can probably touch the ground at this point, but
how far up is the orb from the ground?
From the ground, it's literally as you're looking at it. So from here to here, maybe 20 feet.
Literally as we're looking.
Yeah.
Can I do something crazy?
Always.
Can I do something crazy? Can I run and with my spear jab at it, jump and jab at it?
Sure.
Okay.
The jump shot.
With my speed, I'm going to use 2 effort and to do the jump. Well, I'm going to use my edge, and I don't know how to use my edge.
Headset died. Second.
Oh, your headset died. Oh, you had not been listening to me this whole time.
Edge reduces the number. So, like, if you're spending 3 speed to use an effort, if you have edge in it, you reduce it by 1.
Okay. I want to get on the ground, start running, and getting a jump to get ready to make an attack. And I want to use my edge I already have, and I want to use one of my efforts to towards this. And what's the difficulty?
The difficulty for this is for you to jump to attack this thing. This thing is large, so it's not going to have like a huge defensive difficulty. But you are trying to jump 30 feet and spear it. I'm going to say this is going to be a difficulty 4.
Okay. So
I feel like
difficulty
that's
4. I'm going to take my speed down by 3 to get it down to a 3. And I have 1 effort, and I have edge in it. Let's do it.
What's happening today, McLovin?
I give up.
Okay.
I literally have not been able to do a fucking thing in this game.
Today.
All right, Nell, what are you doing? Or Denine?
I'm running away. You said there was a dome, like a mechanical dome in the town.
Right? Not anymore.
Where did that dome go?
That's its claw.
Oh, that's its claw. That was the claw of this thing. Oh, it's It's like a Tarrasque. It's an underwater Tarrasque. I run into the forest and find the bug creatures. Fuck this thing. What is left of the town?
Nothing. You now realize that the town itself is just a crater. It was obviously an appendage of this creature meant to lure people in.
The whole thing is the mouth. Okay. Yeah, I have slapping skills and talkie skills.
The whole lake is the mouth?
The whole lake is the mouth.
Yeah.
No.
The whole town is the...
Yeah, the lake was its burrow.
And the town is its hands. It's got hands, guys. I don't know if we know that, but the hands
I knew that.
and Tarrasques.
Our town.
Yeah, so I'm running and like looking for any semblance of anything through the town, and once I realize that there isn't a town and I'm just running back towards the forest, I turn around and I'm shouting, "There's nothing left! Everyone, there's nothing left!" As I run back towards my impending doom.
Yeah. Nell, are you planning on doing anything before I go back to Jacoby?
Yeah, I'm probably waiting until this thing gets close enough to where I don't have to jump towards it.
Cool. Jacoby, you are now standing on top of this thing. You can see the orb in front of you. You watch Scout kind of jump out, try to spear it, but then immediately land in the water and is probably scurrying up. I'm imagining. What are you doing? No?
Can I see the boat?
Sure.
I want to try to get the boat.
Okay. So you're swimming over to try to get the boat. That's not going to be easy. It's not moving, so there's no like massive waves or anything at this point. Jacoby, what are you doing?
As I approach the orb, what qualities does it possess?
You notice now that it's out of the water that whatever that clear thing around it is kind of sack-like, and it's looks to be very similar to the same type of membrane that was on the inside of this thing's mouth.
Is it making any sounds like it was before?
It's making the, oh my God, please help. What the, and the fading back and forth.
Is it still arcing lightning?
Correct. Inside of the sack.
Inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will. It's like a fleshy membrane with lightning inside. I will take out my wrist blade's already been out this whole time. I'm going to cut it and then insert my, wait for it, sonic hole. That cipher thing that I have. And I'm just going to see what that does to all of the voices that are happening in there. And it's a great way to get rid of it. So I'm gonna cut it open and put the cipher that I have in there. The sonic hole draws all sound within a long range into a device for 1 round per cipher level. Its level is 3. Within the affected area, no sound can be heard.
Go ahead and roll a D3 for the attack, or against a D3.
Against a D3?
Difficulty 3, sorry.
Oh, got it. I'm gonna just go ahead and say intellect for this. I don't know.
Sure. I'll go with intellect. It's an attack roll, so you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to like do something with a cipher. I feel like would be intellect. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this. Spend some effort. Roll a die. Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you shove this thing in, and as you going to put it in, you notice that in the dead center, it hits something that you couldn't really see before. It appears hard inside of there, and you notice that as you push it in, it kind of,
like bone-like?
Definitely hard and dense. Yeah. You notice that as you push the orb in, it kind of pushes it, this whatever this is, out the other side, and it kind of lazily falls. And as it touches the actual water itself, you notice that it appears to go from clear to blue, and all of the water just kind of reappears, and you can now see what appears to be a lake. Nevertheless, the sound slowly starts to suck in, and you can hear it almost as if somebody's turning down the volume on a speaker as whatever this orb is kind of going through. However, there's bigger fish to fry at this point. You have broken the structural integrity of whatever was holding this in here. The energy is dispersed from the sack, and you notice that it starts to deflate and it starts to cave in. The creature rears its head back and it whips back with you on it. What do you do? What does all of you do who's being held on to this?
What? So I pushed the sonic hole inside. It knocked something out of it, and then it landed in the water, reappearing the lake. And then, what was that something that I knocked out, or did I just hear it splash and then?
No, you see this blue gem. That was what you knocked out.
Oh, okay, it was like a blue gem. Okay, and then the water reappeared, and something else happened, and then the structural integrity of the spire.
Yeah, because you cut the focal point on it, and it rips its head back, but now it's still holding on, so it's kind of acting like a whip.
Exactly where I want it. I'm going to force push the rest of the spire into its face. All right, now I'll... Perfect. All right, I'll just... and super overplayed. I will...
Like a gun, but bigger.
Okay, I guess as it's falling, can I cast hover and make myself back to safety?
Is that a thing?
I have hover, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, cast.
Cool.
Is it a roll? I'm thinking it's a roll, right?
It just takes 2 intelligence.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, you're just floating now, right?
Breaks, and I just start and I float just gently back like a dainty butterfly.
Was anyone on this horn?
And I force push the horn.
So as this thing whips back, it kind of slams back and then slams onto its head. It waves slightly, and you notice that a massive hand starts to come out of the water, moving slowly but purposely towards your group as it slowly starts to come down. What is everyone doing?
Well, I was getting on the boat. I'm spraying it with.
Yeah, you're on the boat now. I'm going to say you're on the boat.
I'm spraying it with the nullifying gravity spray, and I'm kicking it off or pushing it and getting the fuck out of there, out of the hand coming down.
It's a rowboat. I thought for some reason you meant the creature itself. I was like,
the hand is
On
coming
its
down.
hand. It's like, oh.
yeah.
The hand is coming down to smack us right now. Is that what's about to happen?
Yeah, but it's obviously moving incredibly slow.
Yeah. Guys, stop what you're doing. Help me lift this right now. And I want to lift the spire so this thing will actually just slap its own spire.
I'm nowhere near you guys. Dude.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Everyone else help me.
You are on your way. That it completely worked, and you are now being propelled towards the side of the bank.
I helped Jacoby.
Question.
Oh,
Way too heavy for all of us.
please.
Can that orb fell into the water?
I can't catch a break today. All right, there we go.
Yes, the orb fell in the water. Blue gem.
The orb fell into. I thought he was like, God damn it, fucking McLocan has something else he wants to fucking
More
do.
questions. This guy. First the mask, and now this.
Yeah.
Wait, what's happening?
Nothing.
So this thing, the boat's getting out of danger, right? Like it's just
Correct.
okay. I want to, because the orb fell into the water.
Mhm.
And the water started appearing again. I want to jump off the boat because I know where it's going and dive after the orb.
The gem.
The gem.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Roll me a. Sorry, I know you don't want to hear roll right now. You can clearly see the gem. Go ahead and roll me a. Because it's pretty much hitting the ground as you're moving up, at least in time frame in my mind. Roll me a difficulty 3.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
With this,
They can't help me because I didn't say anything because of the sound orb. So never mind.
so imagine this be jumping.
Sure.
I'm using the boat to jump down and propel myself. So I'll use speed for this, which I get edge on. And let me do. Let me spend another effort, and so it's difficulty 3. Should take it down to. I should succeed this. Okay, finally.
He just used everything.
Yeah.
As soon as you touch this stone, you notice that the color in your body starts to fade from your veins, from everything else, and your body now becomes completely translucent. But you notice that there's.
That was gross.
What color is your skin?
He's tan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like a bronzish.
Yeah.
You notice a mix of like bronze and red, just kind of swirling, and like a dark purple, and various other different smaller colors just swirling inside of this gem. You guys
Okay.
found an artifact. Bum, 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 bum.
What's that mean?
Oh.
We have no idea yet.
Okay, I'm swimming up with this thing as I'm becoming Casper the Friendly fucking Scout. And then running to the boat.
Okay. Meanwhile, here comes the hand. The claw.
How big is it? This.
Roughly about the size of a town.
Yeah, we won't be. I won't be able to do anything. Okay. I'm gonna go dive into its mouth.
Go into the water.
I want to swim back into its mouth. I feel like that was the safest place.
Am I far enough away from the cloud?
No, you're standing with the rest of them. I'm assuming you said you ran back.
I did run back. That's what I said.
Well, if it's a town, then there's got to be like hand houses, and we could just like go into one of the little hand house windows.
That's like that scene from Aladdin when you like perfectly times the window roll. That's what I'm just gonna dive into one of the houses.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to get smashed by a Tarask hand.
Or you're gonna jump in the water with Jacoby?
Am I close enough to jump in the water with Jacoby? Like I ran through the town like back. Or
yeah, but then you said you came back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you got back at this time just to see the hand.
Yeah, I mean, there's no claws in the water, so it's a good plan.
I'm going into his mouth. He's not going to start slapping his face, and if he does, great.
That's true. Do we see Scout in the boat?
Yeah. Well, you see the boat, and now you see the boat hovering, and then you see the boat stand still. You saw Scout jump into the water, Scout disappear.
How far away is
the boat? And now the boat is probably moving back again, Scout? Where are you going with the boat? And once you get to it? 10 feet, probably 15.
You're muted.
You're muted.
How far away is the boat from us?
Like I said, 10, 15 feet.
Because we can't see your face.
Yeah. I would basically just be like, get on the boat.
You guys hear the sound of Scout, but you don't see him.
I go to the boat. I assume he's shouting from the water.
The sound of Scout?
Is there a sound thing that's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You don't see or hear anything.
Yeah. We see a floating boat that's moving, right?
Yeah.
And it's not in the water.
It's hovering above it.
Yeah, I'm going for a floating boat. We got here on a floating boat. I'm going back on a different floating boat. Like, yeah, so I'm gonna run.
I guess you're right. It probably wouldn't look like it was anything other than the water, right?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well, it'll be floating, just like above the water, like a hover boat. But I'm running for a floating boat. Like, at a minimum, I can hopefully coax a boat to move away from.
Wait, so no one can hear me?
Yeah, Jacoby threw his one of his ciphers, which is a sound black hole.
Okay, in the gem.
Into where the gem was.
Yeah. Where the gem was, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and I'm running. I'm running and jumping into this boat. I'm already attempting to.
Is the gem? I would have put the gem in the fucking boat as I got up to it. Because I don't realize I'm invisible yet. I'm just like weirdly colored, and I was like, this thing took my color. So I don't know if the gem goes in there or not, or if someone sees a floating gem, or what the fuck.
You see the boat disappear. Like, shit!
No. As you put, you guys do see the gem just come out of the water and put it on. Rather than being blue, it's now tan, maybe like a reddish purple, like blood colored, so on and so forth. Jacoby, what are you doing?
Am I in its mouth?
I mean, its mouth is probably maybe about 15 feet above the water at this point.
Above the water, I'm going to climb its chin.
Okay.
Get into its mouth. And I don't know why. I'll figure that out. I like to play my games like Indiana Jones would.
Touche.
Da, 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 da.
One round at a time. Figure it out when we get there.
Nell, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on? How's life?
Nell's just trying to follow the pack. So once the orb of the awkward spire is broken out of this thing, he's just gonna follow Denny. He wants to escape all the destruction. It looks like it's about to happen, and his options were finger houses or floating boat, and he went with Dennis's floating boat idea. So
yeah, I hate fingering houses. All right, so you run and leap off of it onto the boat, which actually it's gonna be a little bit difficult. I mean, it is flowing back like this, and you're trying to jump off of it. So go ahead and give me a level or difficulty 3 speed test.
That's both of us, right?
Yes.
Cool. I succeed.
Do you, though?
I do.
Okay. Minor effect. Nell, every time you've rolled so far, it has either been a major or minor effect. You need to be doing this more right now.
Can your minor effect be to make Scout roll better?
I want, when I jump onto the boat, it moves it just enough out of the range of this sound-sucking device that you can kind of start hearing Scout again.
Perfect.
Even though we can't see him, but I want to be able to hear him.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And apparently you take +3 damage. I'm just joking. Yeah, so it moves out of the range of it, and with its head moving up as well. It is a short range, right, Jacoby?
What, the sound?
Yeah, the sound grenade.
No, it's not. I deleted it, but it said long. It said large or whatever it was. Long.
Okay, well, we're going to say that the thing is so massive it gets out of the range just to accommodate for the minor effect. So yeah, Scout, you can now be heard again. You probably don't know this, but yeah.
Why aren't you getting on the boat faster?
You guys immediately just hear this and you just look around and no one's there.
Why are you shouting at us? We're getting on the boat as fast as we can.
Where is he?
Where are you?
Where is he?
Hello?
I'm pushing the boat.
Scout!
Yes.
Scout, where are you?
I'm pushing the boat.
Pushing the boat where? What boat?
Nell's gonna reach out and see if he can touch Scout.
You most certainly do.
Yes. What the fuck is your guys' problems?
What are you doing?
Okay.
Why did you push
Can
down?
I see myself? Like I just look translation.
No. Yeah, I told you that when you first saw it happening. All the color come out.
But I can't see myself anymore.
No, I mean, you probably mentally can see yourself, right? Like you get the idea of where your body should be.
Okay. Okay, I'm invisible. Don't be alarmed, but we need to get the fuck out of here. Where's Jacoby?
We're alarmed. He's in its mouth. Why are you invisible? Is this a proximate thing?
Not yet.
Don't touch the chat.
Everybody's like, he's in and out. It's fine. Why are you invisible?
This is the second or third time he's jumped in its mouth. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay, we're getting the fuck out of
Jacoby
here.
things.
He said it's safer in the mouth and leapt for it.
And then as you look up, Jacoby, so you're trying to climb this thing.
Yeah.
So we're really playing Shadow of Colossus here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I will continue that game.
So we're going to play Shadow of Colossus. Go ahead and give me, first off, I'm going to need a difficulty 3 climb.
Great.
So whatever you want that to be.
What I live for. Climb. Oh, that's going to be my silly. 3. Okay.
What do you want the minor? Oh, wait a minute.
Didn't roll anything, did I?
I saw Nell, so I looked up. You're like, okay, and I thought that meant you rolled. So I looked up, and I was like, oh, what do you want the minor effect to be? That's a 6.
No, it's not. Why is that?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, that's a fail.
is it? You
Yeah.
have nothing that can drop this? To a 2?
I could spend effort, but I've already spent so much that I could probably die if I keep doing it. So,
Touche. Okay, so you guys see him, and it looks like he's climbing up. And just as he's about to stab his wrist blade into what appears to be a strange rune on this creature's face randomly with a white hole, and he looks like he's about to shove it in, he kind of just lets go and falls off. Yes, white steed in the distance, just racing across the.
Damn bird.
Anyway, so you plummet, and you immediately hit the water, and a splash of now visible water just kind of spurts up.
Scout, can we go pick him up? What? How are you? Are you just pushing this boat through the air? Is there an engine? What? How is this working?
You muted.
I don't know what you're saying.
You know what?
You
I'm
were
sorry.
invisible
It's
before.
that weird silence came back. I'm pushing it. I sprayed it with nullifying gravity spray. Just keep going.
But what about Jacoby? He's there.
Well, I don't know why he keeps jumping in the thing's mouth. We should be running away from the giant thing.
Jacoby, run away from the giant mouth.
Okay, all right.
You hear it while gargling with water in hand. It's like, "Ah!"
Scout is invisible.
Okay, I'll deal with that later.
I hope you make it.
At this point, the creature is clearly frustrated that it's slow, and
I'm so slow due to balancing between these little mortals and me.
Story of my
I mean,
life.
would you like to make him? I can make him full speed if you'd like.
Balances. No, we're good.
Immediately, its claw hits the ground. An earthquake kind of moves out from the direction, and a large wave comes washing towards the rowboat.
That we can see now, right?
Huh?
That we can see now.
Yeah, that you can see now. The water comes flying back as the rowboat is now moving its way up. What are you guys trying to do?
Get the fuck over this thing. Like, what's coming at us?
Tsunami.
A tsunami? I thought we were on land.
You're on a boat in the water.
I thought I pushed the boat to the bank.
Okay, so then you're on the bank, but everyone else is now in the water alone.
No, we're in the boat.
In the water. Yeah, I've always assumed that it was just in the water at this point.
It's floating.
And it's floating above the water.
And he's pushing it from behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am gonna use.
You made a skip.
Yeah, basically.
It's funny how this keeps happening.
I am going to try to jump the boat up and like hang on to it as this wave comes at us and try to get over the wave.
How?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my God. The only way I can think of it is
I'm going to slay this thing. How?
You finally found McLogan's weakness.
the only thing I can think of is that like I grab the back of it and I use
Like the gravity.
Yeah, I used my force
Yeah.
like get to the bottom of it and then propel off and jump, and I would have to go into the water. But
Almost like a buoy.
yeah, but I'm invisible, so no one knows I'm there.
Well, they know you're there now, but yeah, I got
The
you.
monster doesn't know I'm there.
Touche.
Turns out he can see invisibility. So.
Mouth.
He has devil sight,
Yeah.
240 feet.
Yeah.
I'll just go into his mouth. We can just continue the game in
In his
episode.
mouth, it's a new game. Now we're inside Monstro. Tarask.
The Newman Rask.
The Newman Narwhal Tarask.
Oh,
It's a
Jesus.
mixed breed.
Nebraska wall.
That's it.
Sure. Anyway, so go ahead. This probably wouldn't even be a roll, right? Because all you're really doing is dropping, right? And then holding on. So I'm not going to make this a roll.
Okay.
Yeah, if you fail, you just still do it.
Yeah. The boat kind of rocks back this way and then immediately launches up and it has about 2 to 3 feet above the water. And you notice it kind of coasts over and then kind of slowly moves to the other side as the water slams into its body. It doesn't really feel it. But then after it hits, it kind of pulls back and now it looks like it's dropping itself into the water.
Okay. As I'm like falling and like kick it up, I'm just like, get the boat to land.
I think he said, "Get them all to land." I'll land it. What are we on? Are we just floating in the water or floating above the water?
Yeah, because he has anti-gravity spray on the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking goddamn it! I take the oar and I stick it down, and I'm like levering the water, so like it pushes the boat slowly in the water to the land.
That's great. So go ahead and give me a might check.
Like a gondola.
Like a gondola. Go ahead and give me a might check.
What's the difficulty of this ridiculous might check?
It's not going to be that difficult. It's going to be 3.
Okay, cool. Oh, fuck me. Good thing we have 2 oars, guys.
As this happens, the creature now is raising itself back up. And the wave and the water now pushes the boat. And the front end of the water starts to move downwards as this end of the water starts to move up. And the rowboat starts launching itself towards what appears to be the side of a cliff, because the water dropped down so clearly. Jacoby, if I'm not mistaken, you're just in the water.
Yeah,
It's not-
It's not in his mouth. He didn't make it.
What? No. Swimming away from it. I was trying to swim.
Yeah. So you had to dive under the water as a massive wave came out,
Yep.
and then you had to swim back up. And as you do, another wave is coming at your back and is projecting you as well towards the side of this cliff at tremendous speeds. What do you guys do? All of you guys are in the same predicament in 2 different spots.
We're about to hit a cliff wall.
Yeah. When water, it resides, when a tsunami hits, the water resides, and then it pushes forward. Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to let it happen, and I'm going to push when I'm close enough to try to break my fall.
Force push? Okay. Rowboat people.
I'm going to die. As a free action.
Yeah, I feel like we're all in that boat. Yeah.
Well, no, just me and Nell.
I mean, yeah. Technically, we're in the boat. You're in a similar looking but different boat.
But entirely different boat.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know. I don't know how this fucking floating anti-grav should just make it float. That's all it does. It makes it moderately convenient for a minute.
It's just vague enough to make us.
Technically, it could be technology because it is.
There'll be a machine though.
What does it say? Is it like nanites?
I don't know. That's Bob. Are they nanites? I think it's nanites.
It's not.
It sounds like it could be nanites. It's aerosol nanites.
It's possible.
It's aerosol nanites, I think.
That's what aerosol is.
I don't know. I'm not. I do nothing. I panic. I panic and scream in a very effeminate voice. I literally can only talk to robots and people. That's literally all my character does. I have no abilities for this.
I'll use the GM intrusion.
Well, Nell's still in the boat. Nell, can you do fuck all?
Well, let me ask this: is that anti-grav spray going to last when this water hits us? Like is it going to repel us away from the water? Or are we?
You're already being repelled from the water.
Okay, so we're just
from the water.
You're surfing.
Right now, what you need to do is because like the water receded and there's the bank like right there, and it's going towards the bank and like going to crash into like a drop. And so what needs to happen is something needs to kick up the fucking goddamn boat so it just fucking skips up and launches.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is to go to the back of the boat and try to kick flip it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's just, Tony Hawk's Pro Surfer.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk's Pro Surfer.
On a boat.
So are you basically trying to jump on the ass end of the boat to make it kick up?
Yeah, I'm gonna right as I take my last step towards the back end of the boat, I'm gonna put all my weight on it and try to wheelie it.
Ollie it.
Okay, yeah. Do you say this or is this just happening?
The only information it conveys you is get to the back.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I will jump to the back. I will run to the back.
This is going to be a difficulty 5, but I'm going to count D9 as a 1 for this. It's going to be a might check.
I'll be an asset.
Yeah, he's an ass. Set.
Perfect.
Ass hat.
Ass hat.
Yeah,
my life.
That's a lovely asset you have there.
Goddamn right. Have you seen these pants? They fit perfectly.
5, you said, or
yeah. Do you have anything else that can minus this?
So it's a 5 with an asset of 1, so it's really a 4.
So it's 4.
So okay, 4. The only thing I could think of is using one of my ciphers, but I don't think
I used all mine.
Yeah.
I am psyched.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying because it's a strength boost. So I'm trying to think.
That's literally what this is.
Yeah, in character, what, how I would ingest this before slamming the back of the boat up into a wheelie.
Maybe it's in the other spray.
Yeah, it's probably.
I can use my cipher. It'll make you warm.
Is that an army or a cipher?
So yeah, he's got.
It's really just him pissing in the water next to him.
My cipher is a shield against cold damage. It just makes the user warm for a day.
Yeah, this I'm gonna use a strength boost, and it's gonna be like a aerosol spray into my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Flonase.
Yeah.
Witness me.
Into the back.
All right. So I guess what does that do?
Substance adds 1 to might edge for 1 hour.
Okay.
So, and I already have 1 edge in might. So
that brings it to 2.
Yep. So I'm gonna do that.
So that edge is an automatic 2 off, right? Correct.
But
so
it's 2 off the total.
Yeah. So it's 5, and then the asset from him would bring it down to 2 difficulty for this, right? Am I correct in this?
Yeah, if you spend 2 edge.
Yeah, you have to spend 2 edge.
If you spend 2 effort, sorry.
Yeah.
It'll break it down to a 2. A might.
Well, it gives me edge.
Right, so the way it works is if you spend effort, which you should have 2 effort right now, you can reduce your might pool by 3 per effort, so a total of 6 effort, and your edge reduces that by 2. So instead, you would reduce your might pool by 4, and then reduce the entire roll by 2. So it'd be a difficulty 2 roll. That was complicated in a lot of mechanics. Sorry.
Sure.
Make a difficulty 2 roll. You fuck.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What's your minor effect? I'm assuming we know what your minor effect is. You want to?
I don't even want to play it. I don't even want to play it anymore.
Yeah, like have you ever seen? What's that movie? It's like Treasure Island in space.
Yeah, Treasure Planet.
Yeah, Treasure Planet. Yeah, it's like he surfs that thing like one of the surfboards, the space boards in Treasure Planet, and he just kind of.
It's like Treasure Island in space.
he rides up the cliff and it clears it.
I love you guys.
And he gives one of these hang loose, bro. Shocker, bro.
Can my invisible self? Now this might sound crazy. As he's like jumping back and launching off, like trying to swim and jump off into like grabbing the back of the boat.
Sure. You guys are making it. He rolled a 19. You guys are succeeding. So you're holding on, right? And you just want to make sure that you're not letting go and falling and hitting something.
Yeah.
Yep. Understood. Jacoby.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to let you know that this is going to hurt.
Oh, right. The wall. Right. I forgot where we were. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah,
I didn't.
Hurt. It'll probably kill me. I'm ready.
Potentially. I need you to understand that before we start doing this. All right. So you notice that you can see the rowboat launching, and it's almost nighttime, and you can see the moon one of the moons start to rise, and a shadow of just the rowboat eclipsed by this just kind of moves through and then crashes into the ground behind it, but we'll get to that in a minute. Jacoby, what do you do?
I am focusing and waiting for that cliffside to hit me.
Yeah, so you have to make a intellect check. Now, I know that you can spend the points to do this, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's probably a speed check to do it fast enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So go ahead and give me a difficulty 4 speed.
Okay, that's cool. Great.
Can you minus this by things?
1, 2, 3, 4. I can. You said difficulty 4, so now it's a 2.
Okay.
I don't have any skills in dodging cliff sides, so I think that's it. I already took away my intel for the push, so it's just going to be a difficulty 2 at this point.
Okay.
Good luck. This breakdown thing, so I'm just going to roll the die and we're just going to rate it like normal people. How is that a success? Difficulty 1, yeah, I still failed. Difficulty 2, I failed.
I give you an XP. I spend one of my XP.
There we go. Ta-da! I did it.
All right. You look over, and in the shadow, you can see D9 kind of holding on to the rowboat, and all of the scarfs just flowing in the background in the wind. And it just kind of gives you this boost of inspiration. And you turn, and with this refound vigor, you're able to force push onto the cliff as the water crashes into you. But after the water subsides, you're still holding yourself against the cliff, and you notice maybe about an inch of separation where your force is. You're able to pull yourself up, and all of you guys are now sitting there panting, covered in water. And because I have to do it to him, as you guys look at each other and you're like smiling that you even got out of that, the creature starts to rise up, and he starts at 5 stories, then 10 stories. And after he gets to about 20 stories, he goes to try to slam down as the ground crumbles behind you guys. And that's what we'll call it before you guys run.
Did you just make fucking Godzilla in Numenera? Numazilla? Numazilla?
I did.
Mozilla Firefox.
Am I just invisible? Is this a new trait that I have?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I think so.
I have a feeling that if I touch it again, I'll be visible.
Your new skill is inconvenienced.
What are you holding?
Huh?
Are you?
I threw it into the boat.
Ah, okay, cool.
So it's with them right now, and I'm on the back of it. So basically, that moon silhouette is like, the scarves in the air, fucking Nell giving the chaka, and then fucking nothing because I'm invisible.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because that would have been funny if it's just like Scout and like someone on the back of the boat, but no.
I would have thought that too.
But in his head, Scott looks really fucking cool, but no one can see it.
The coolest he's ever looking.
What do you mean?
Oh man. Okay, that was
That was
fucking
fun.
bananas. Guys, that was episode 8. Purified and Link Mintaka of Knights of Truth here. I don't know what that title means, but Bob does, and that's all that matters. Let's go around, do our introduction, get your thoughts, and find out where we can find you guys, and we'll get the hell out of here. We'll start with Bob this time. Bob, fuck you, man. You made Godzilla. You made a Numa Narwhal, Numa Tarask, and Numazilla all in one.
Narwhalzilla.
Yeah, that was some horse shit. So Bob, who are you? Where can we find you, and what are you up to?
My name is Bob. You can find me in this channel and other people's channels as Goodnight. I also DM and play on Dyson Heroes, and if you guys are interested, we stream. I think we're up to 3 games a week now on that channel. So go ahead and take a look. I think we play tomorrow.
Cool.
And the next day.
Also on Dyson Heroes, Frags, who are you? Where can we find you, and what are you up to?
Yes.
Sometimes I play with Bob, sometimes I play here. You can find me around. So I am Dunbar Forgeborn, the business dwarf on Twitch or Twitter. Sorry.
I forgot that immediately.
Business dwarf.
It's.
Do I follow you? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
God. I'm getting that a business card still.
So yeah, that's me, and I can't believe you don't understand the reference of purify yourselves in the waters of Lake Mintaka.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm glad you're with me, Frank.
Yeah, I got you, dude.
I got nothing, man. That being said, let's jump over to McLoken. If we can see him, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to, man?
I'm McLoken. I play a lot of things on the internet as roleplay wise. Follow me on my Twitter. I'll retweet what streams I'm going to be out on. I think the next one is tomorrow on the Counter Roleplays channel. Doing World Treat Burns, and then Friday doing Rogue Trader on MetaMaster channel. But yeah,
it's actually really good.
I believe you should have called it purifying yourself in the waters of Lake Numenera. That's me.
Okay.
We can still change it. We can change it. It's the internet with the power to do anything. Let's jump over to last but not least, Myth. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to, my dude?
I'm Myth. You can find me on my channel or here.
True. Both true. Perfect. Excellent.
I like
it. With
The
that,
smile is what made it, to be fair.
he's actually frozen. He's actually not even his internet crapped out. With that, we're gonna go host our friend Greg over at Tales from the Grim. They are playing some Lady Blackbird RPG. Lovely lovely goop. Go check out their lovely goop. Give them all of your hot sticky ray love, and from all of us to you guys, we will see you later. Bye bye.